Since 1972, the Chapel of Awareness in Encinitas, California, has trained thousands of people to be psychics, mediums, and healers. The beginning of this training is our Introduction to Spiritualism, an 11-week series where we introduce you out to our philosophy, train and educate you in what we have found to work, and then upon completion invite you to join our ongoing weekly classes, which allow you to develop your psychic and spiritual abilities, become a licensed psychic and medium, and an ordained minister. The chapel asks you to believe nothing. We instruct and train you in controlling your mind and developing your psychic abilities. You practice what we offer and decide for yourself whether this philosophy is appropriate for you. During our 11-week classes, we offer instruction in healing, auras. We discuss karma, mediumship, good and evil spirits, vibrations and how you use them in all psychic and healing abilities. We talk about the truth about chakras, your soul versus your spirit, communication with spirit, love and romance, good and evil, right and wrong. The classes this year are available on Thursdays at live in person at the Chapel of Awareness, offered at 10:30 a.m. or 7:30 p.m. In addition, we're offering the classes online for the first time ever. For more information, you can visit us at www.chapelofawareness.org. In this overview, I will give you a thumbnail sketch of each of our classes and what we'll be covering. Each class is open to the public, and you're welcome to attend any or all of the classes. In our first week, which begins March 5th, we look at an overview of the classes, and then we delve into spiritual laws, right versus wrong, heaven versus hell, karma, the Eastern concept, the Christian concept, the spiritual concept. Then we look at universal and spiritual laws and how all of this information lays the foundation for your spiritual development and answers many questions people have about the way religion, dogma, has been evolved and created and controls our lives on a daily basis. During our second class, we discuss general evolution, and this is the evolution of physical and non-physical things and non-living things, as well as living things. It's a master plan and answers several questions about how you became the way you are, why we as animals have evolved into being human beings, why certain evil things exist in the world. We also look at spiritual evolution, that part which allows us to be spiritual beings. We also discuss the spiritual evolution of plants and animals, and we start to look at the concept of God. In week 3, we look at the evolution of man, specifically from the moment animal life on earth became self-aware, aware of abstract thought, and aware of life after death, how we have evolved into the spiritual beings we are in the highest form of life on earth. So we look at all of these concepts in week 3, and as we start to pull together a fabric of how life on earth evolved, we start to see how spiritual life evolved and how we've become to be who we are today in this lifetime at this moment in time in the world. The next week, we look at the duality of man. It's been said many, many different times in many different ways that we are spiritual beings within physical bodies. We look at the mechanics of this. We look at the etheric mold, the master blueprint of who we are as human beings right here, right now. And then we delve deeper into the man's concept of God, from early prehistoric man to the Egyptian concept to all the different modern concepts of God, and how religion and this concept of God have basically defined life as we know it on earth. In week 5, we look at the aura. Which aura are we talking about? There are two. What information can you get from an aura? What about the colors of auras? What significance and meaning do auras have in psychic spiritual development, in healing, in readings? And we set the record straight from information as we understand it about the aura. Last week we cover what information is available from a reading of the aura. In week 6, we look at vibrations. Universally, everything is energy, and energy is everything. They're just in different states of happiness, if you will. But the vibrations are the key to the universe. We look at the space, time, and waves that we perceive vibrations in. We look at the scale of vibrations, what a high vibration means, what a low vibration means. We look at whether or not we perceive things as physical waves or as psychic vibrations. We also start to delve into the beginning stages of controlling your mind. And we look at something that's really fun and one of my favorites, psychokinesis, or PK, being able to move physical objects with etheric energy or your mind. Week 7, we cover one of the most important topics for you in your life, especially if you're interested in spiritual development, and for life as on earth as we know it, as mankind, meditation. We look at the Eastern concept of meditation, the Western concept of meditation, the spiritual concept of meditation, and how meditation indeed is the master way to awareness, to nirvana, to perfection, to getting control in your life and living the life you truly want. And we start to really look at where people get off track. We look at our mind's innate ability to delude us, to create information that is unconscious, that is not necessarily what's so, that's not the truth, if you will. And that's week 7 in the meditation lecture. In week 8, we kind of take a step into the mediumship part of what we teach at the chapel. We look at kind of what life is like on the spirit side. We look at mediumship. We look at what it's like and why there is a distinction called psychic and a distinction called medium. We delve into like attracts like and what is the true mechanism that allows that to occur. It's not nearly as complicated as some others would have you believe. We get an introduction into our spirit guides, teachers, protectors, healers, joy guides, all of the people who choose to be around us because they like us. That is like attracts like. And for many, the first experience of unconditional love. The next week is healing. And we look at the different methods, types of healing. We look at the limitations of healing. We look at prayer. We look at affirmations. We look at what it is to maintain a physical body with a spiritual being inside and maintaining health and well-being. We look at the proper use of crystals in healing, and not too many of you, well, many of you may be surprised that most people don't have it exactly right. If you've ever had a crystal healing and didn't get results, we'll look at why. If you have gone to get a crystal healing, we'll look at why that happened too. And we'll look at, most importantly, the biggest factor in your ability to heal yourself and others, that if it's not present, regardless of who the healer is, Jesus himself would not be able to heal you if this one factor is missing. And in addition, we look at some of the ways that you protect yourself as a healer. In week 10, we get to one of my favorite topics, our mind and its power. We look at the physical beingness as the physical mind, the brain, the nerves, the electrical activity, and what creates our awareness in the physical body. Then we look at how you can master your mind and master your life. How everything that happens in your life is a direct result of a thought which led to an action, which led to a result. We delve into voodoo, black magic, and familiars. And we look at dreams, psychic versus physical, and how all of this pulls together and starts to create a complete picture of a spiritual development process, which we found that works for the people at the chapel and has worked for thousands before. In our last lecture, we look at apports, teleports, dark circles, what it's like to have a life engaging with spirit and communicating with spirit over time. We look at how to protect yourself from fakes and frauds and people who are out only to make money and not for your highest and best good. We look at protecting yourself from these type of people and protecting yourself in life in general. Then we delve into a short period of what's possible and what your next steps are. At the chapel, basically, if you take classes at the chapel from this introduction to spiritualism through our self-development classes for about a year, you've been exposed to how to train and develop yourself as a very proficient psychic, medium, and healer. After you've gotten all of this information and this training and this education, and we've shown you all the different techniques, then it's a matter of practice. Practice makes perfect. Perfect leads to nirvana. That is the end of the 11-week lecture series. As I mentioned, we have a simple method that we've found that works. We don't ask you to believe anything. We simply show you and educate you what we have found to work. You go try it for yourself. If you like it, put it in your bag of tricks. Start using it in your life to get the life you want. If not, maybe we're not the right choice for you. To get more information and to register for the Chapel of Awareness Introduction to Spiritualism, go to www.chapelawareness.org/more-info. Look forward to seeing you on March 5th, seeing you online in the chapel classes, and most of all, look forward to seeing you on the other side one day. Thanks. My name is Reverend Terry Hall. I'm the newest minister at the Chapel of Awareness, and I will be one of the people leading the classes on the introduction, and I'm the person who helps put the chapel website together. So if there's any problems there, ultimately you'll be talking to me. Hope you have a great day, and I wish you my highest blessings.